plaintiff, Demetria Mays, says her daughter's dating the defendant's son. Demetria claims she bought her daughter a car for graduation, and when she allowed the defendant's son to drive it, he wrecked it. Demetria is suing because the defendant agreed to pay for the damages and has failed to do so. Defendant Patricia Penix says she's only in court because Demetria is addicted to narcotics, and Patricia was forced to take Demetria's daughter into her home. Patricia refuses to pay Demetria because Demetria refused to prove the damages.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I don't know. I know of the defendant because my daughter is dating her son. I bought my daughter a car for graduation. My daughter did have her permit and she was allowed to drive. You FaceTime me when you got the licensed driver in the car with you. That way I know you got a licensed driver with you in case you get put over. At one point in time, I had stopped over to his parents' house and I spoke with his parents.
About what?
About him driving the car, because somebody had called me and said, I think I seen him driving your car. I said, no, you didn't. I said, I think I seen him
What'd your
driving.
daughter say?
I asked her, she was like, no, he wasn't driving.
Okay.
He wasn't driving. So come to find out, he was driving.
How did you come to find out?
Because they said, I swear to God, he was driving that car.
Someone told you that?
Yeah.
They swore? Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you approached her, what was that discussion?
She denied it.
All right. And then what happened after that?
I went to his parents.
Right. Got that. And she said what?
I told her, I said, by any means, he is not to drive this car.
What'd she say?
It's in my name. She said she understood that.
Okay.
He shouldn't be driving anyway. I think he had a prior driving case. I'm not for sure.
All right.
So I said.
What happened after that? Did you tell your daughter that?
Yeah.
Did you say his mom said he had a prior driving case?
I think she knew, but I don't know for sure. But she knew not to let nobody drive because the car was in my name. Mm-hmm. So whatever happens, they're coming after me.
Let me hear from you, ma'am, and then we'll get to the actual incident. Yes.
Well, Your Honor, I feel like we only here because she be popping pills, and I only know this because her daughter told me, and I knew that Jemiah didn't have license. I knew my son didn't have license.
So what is her only being here because she popped pills? Well, I don't understand the connection.
I feel like the car was.
I pop pills too. Should I be here?
No, I'm not saying that, Your Honor. What I'm saying is.
I take stomach medicine every morning.
Okay,
so
well.
I throw it out, I pop it. Go ahead.
What I mean is she addicted to narcotics.
All right, so what does that have to do with the accident and her coming here?
Well, I was getting to that, Your Honor. Her daughter, we knew that they had an altercation, so the daughter moved in with me.
Who had an altercation?
Jeremiah and her mom. And so the daughter moved in with me and my son. So when they moved in with my son.
Jeremiah moved in with you and your son?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And so
And you asked why, and she said?
She said because the mom was taking her checks.
Okay.
That's what she told me.
All right.
So I only want to.
So you're establishing why she moved in with you. How long did she live there?
She lived there from October to the end of December.
Is that true, ma'am? Did she live there?
She lived there, but.
Okay, the incident occurred when?
The incident occurred 10/16, October 16th.
Where was she living?
She was back at their house.
She was living with you when the incident occurred?
Yes.
Yeah. They the one called me and let me know the accident happened.
The police called me, Your Honor, and I called her mom.
And she's a minor?
Yeah.
No, she was 18 at the time, Your Honor.
When the accident happened, she was 18.
And you gave permission for her to stay there anyhow, obviously.
Yeah, a lot.
And you can address why, or if you don't like, you don't have to. We do know this is about an accident for the most part. You good?
I don't pop pills.
Okay.
I had a pill addiction.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you, I'm 10 years. 10 years I took pain pills.
Well, I'm on 25. Not pain, though, for my stomach. Well, it does hurt my stomach.
Well, I took.
That's why I take
for 10 years.
I'm like you or whoever, your opioid folks who OD. I pop pills too, and if I don't take my medicine, I hurt just like you.
Everybody else, that's right.
So I'm no better than the other pill poppers.
Let me tell you, 4 years and 17 days clean.
Good.
I got an associate.
Good.
And 3 months from it.
Hold on.
Then
You say you got your degree?
I'm 3 months from having my associates to
Good.
go back in the neighborhoods to help the ones that is popping pills.
That's what I want to hear.
Don't try to, if you don't tell my story, tell it right.
That's what I want to hear.
Now,
That's what
by
I
her
wanna
saying
hear.
popping pills, if you bought a book, I wouldn't even read it because you started from the middle. You want to tell it from the beginning.
That's right. About how you
Okay.
did and what happened since then. All right.
I done came a long way.
All right.
Do you understand? I done came from being homeless.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm 3 months from having my associates.
Good. That's what we like to
helping.
have on this show, success stories.
I'm very,
Glad you
very
came
happy
on.
about what I did.
Glad you came on. And I promise you, ma'am, I can tell a dope fiend when I see him. Been around him all my life. Folks want to know how you know so much about. Is I sit up there, number one, listen to these stories. And, man, such and such, they were smoking, and then they went picking out the carpet, and he smoked out. I know all of that, not only from personal observation, but friends and relatives who snitch on the other ones who are still doing it. So, who act like they're not.
They act like
Judge,
they
can you
not
get me a
doing it.
job? And you still strung out. Go ahead, ma'am. And
So-
the car, how does she owe you for the car?
Okay, when the initial accident happened, I had a backyard mechanic look at it because we both, I don't know about her situation. I don't have a lot of money. So I told her, go half with me on the tow and we'll have this man look at it. He charged me $400 to look at it to try to fix what he could, which he didn't have the proper tools to fix it. So he tried to fix some parts of it, which he really didn't fit. He didn't have the tools. I ended up having it towed back to my house. I had to wait a month because, like I said, I'm working. I got bills. I got to stack
Did you
up.
all ever discuss paying for it?
She was paying me. She was paying me.
I must have missed the agreement. What was the agreement again?
Pay me every Wednesday $50 until the $650 is paid off.
All right. And obviously she didn't. And
No,
that's
she
why you're
stopped
suing.
paying, yes.
How did it go for $650 to $2,100?
Because she breached the contract, she stopped paying.
So since she breached the original agreement, you want what is
Due
totally
value,
due.
yeah.
All right, you have been to court a lot. You know the law. You must have got caught a lot when you was.
I ain't get caught a lot, but I know I ain't no fool.
That's right. That's good law there.
I watch a lot of
straight
court.
from the
I
law
watch
book.
a lot of court, baby. Sorry about that.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what do you say to this? Did you
I-
ever agree to pay?
I did agree to pay $650, and I was paying her. And when she wanted the car to tow, I gave her the half for the tow. And then she stopped calling. I asked her, could I get receipts for the car? I never got nothing. I asked her, could I see the car? I never got nothing. I asked Jemiah about the car. She said, well, went to the mechanic. So I asked to see the car so I know that I was giving my money in good standings. I never got.
Did she ask you to see the car?
Never. She can see the car now if she
No. See,
She
that
had
was
the car
her. That's her
scratch on her.
defense. She would have paid you had she seen it was a legitimate claim against her.
Then why did you start paying me from the beginning?
I didn't start paying you
No,
nothing.
not you.
Oh, you said you. You
Not
said
you. Why did she start paying me from the beginning then?
That was
Your
my
Honor.
next question, counselor. You'll need me.
I started paying Your Honor because my son was in the car. The police did contact me. I did see the damage to the
So
car.
why did you stop? That's the question. You started, but then you
I
stopped.
gave her $525.
So why didn't you give her the rest?
$295.
Hold on, man. Why didn't you give her the rest? If you gave
I didn't hear from her.
the overwhelming majority you gave to her. So where was that defense then? Where was that, I need to see the car before I give you the entire amount?
I didn't, Your Honor. Did not. I
Why
didn't hear from her no more.
Why don't you think your son should be liable?
I didn't say he shouldn't be, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's the amount you're contesting?
Yes.
But by your admission, you owe on the 650, what, 125 or something?
It was like 75.
You say she paid how much?
$295.
So that's what we're gonna have to deal with. How much credit to give to 95?
I showed her the paper every time she paid me.
You
I
showed
showed
me.
her the
Do you
paper.
have it today?
She didn't.
I
show
just
me no
gave it.
paper.
No, I just gave it to you.
Okay, this is what
Every
it is.
time she paid
All
me,
right,
I showed
I,
her.
Patricia, agree to pay. Date payments was paid. All right, and do you have anything? She has something documented when
No.
it was paid. All right, let me get to the value of this car. How do you come up with $2,000? You have something?
I just got the blue book value.
Was it
because
total?
It was totaled out.
All right, and that's why you went back and said the $650 is not enough. It's been totaled.
Yeah.
And since she breached the contract, you say you can go back and charge her the entire amount.
Yeah.
And you're right. Had you paid that $650, ma'am, she would have had no right to come back and say, well, it costs more than that, give me the rest. But since you breached it, it goes back to a non-agreement. And her claim today, because we've thrown out that $650 agreement, so her new claim today is give me the total amount, and I think you owe me, this is what she's saying to you, because your son caused the damage. Your daughter obviously permitted him to
Yes.
drive it.
Yes, she did.
Was that with your permission?
No, I told you I had already went to their
Correct.
house and told them.
And as you want her to be responsible for the actions of her son, you have to be responsible for the actions of your daughter. Two things. She allowed him to drive, and secondly, does he have a valid license?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, so she let him drive against the law.
Against the law.
So 2139 minus 295, I'm going to give you credit for what she has written down, is what?
1844.
That's 1844, I'm going to conclude, is the balance. However, there's a theory in the law called contributory negligence,
Yeah.
where the plaintiff and the defendant are partially responsible based on their actions. So I'm going to split 50-50. Your child contributed 50% to the accident. Your child contributed 50%. So 1844 divided by 2, get that calculator out. I already got it. We ain't finna trust your
922.
memory. I know you think you know. 922 is your judgment. Good luck, ladies.
I'm happy with the judgment.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
This ain't got nothing to do with me at all. Between our moms, and we just came